that cast you out for my name's sake said, let the Lord be glorified, but he shall appear to your joy, and they shall be ashamed. That's right. So-called white man gonna be ashamed in these last days. So-called white man is going to be ashamed in these last days, and he's going to be these same oppressions are going to be put on him. The same oppressions are going to be put on the so-called white man. All right. So that's right. You know. So let's go to Mark chapter 8, verse 36. You know, because our people trying to make it out here, we're trying to turn to the so-called white man for assistance and for help. You know. Versus doing the law, statute, commandments of the Most High God. You know, we want to sit up here. We make lies our refuge, right? We want to eat up all that the understanding of the Muslim faith and all these other religions. Our people are partaking in. All right, and what ended up happening? Well, let's see. You know, what's going on in our mind? We trying to gain the world. Okay, let's go to that. Mark chapter 8, verse 36. It says, for what shall it profit a man if he gain the world and lose his own soul? That's right. We trying to gain the world. We want the world. We want to love the world. We want to say that the Lord is for everybody. It ain't gonna profit you nothing to gain the world and lose your soul. T.D. Jakes, okay? All these other wicked pastors. Some of them ain't even ain't even at the level of a T.D. Jakes, you know, because that's them desiring to have and still don't have, okay? And what? They still love the so-called white man. In poverty-stricken neighborhoods, we love the so-called white man, you know, thinking it's going to give us some worldly gain, right? Thinking it's going to advantage us. We're going to have some type of advantage in some way, shape, form, or fashion. You're not going to have no advantage by trying to tell the blacks, Hispanics, and Native, by, you know, not letting justice come in and judgment come in. Not speaking judgment and justice. All right? You're doing no favors for nobody. Okay? You're only going to die. You're going to lose your soul carrying on in that type of understanding. All right? So, yeah, what does it profit you to gain the world and lose your soul? Right? No. Luke chapter 19, verse 14. You know, got a lot of brothers that understand this truth. They don't want to get out here and push this truth too. Well, guess what? You know, if you can do it, if you can sit down at home and talk to your woman about the scripture, then surely you can come out here and talk to the camera. You know, where Israelites are passing by day in, day out, they see you out here. Maybe one day they'll stop. Maybe they heard about the Hebrew Israelites and they'll come to you and ask you questions. You know what I mean? Maybe they'll change and, you know, they'll stop being conformed to this world when you give them the law, statutes, commandments. That's how it's going to work, you know? So Luke chapter 19, verse 14, but his citizens hated him and sent a message after him saying, we will not have this man to reign over us. All right? We will not have this man to reign over us. And then this was about the man that was given the pound. So let's jump down to verse 20. It says, and another came to him saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept and laid up in a napkin. So I'm going to hit two birds with one stone with that. You know, you got Israelites that don't want to hear the truth. You know, they don't want the Lord to reign over them. Okay, the Lord gave us to know judgment and justice, right? But we keep pushing that thing away. So I'm kill two birds with one stone. You know, we will not have that man to reign over us. Talking about Yahawashi, his citizens sent a message after him saying we will not have this man to reign over us. And then you got in verse 20, and another came saying, Lord, behold, here is thy pound, which I have kept and laid up in a napkin. For I feared thee, because thou art an austere man, thou takest up that thou layest not down, and reapest that thou didst not sow. And he said unto him, out of thy own mouth will I judge thee, thou wicked servant. See there? So you're being wicked when you ain't going out here doing the word. You're being wicked when you're not coming out here gathering the sheep. You You know, this is a gesture. What's being out here in the elements, on the highways and on the hedges. This is a gesture to the brethren that's passing by, to brothers and sisters that's passing by. Okay, if they know about this truth, this will make them want to wake up and say, man, well, I ain't never seen the word be preached out here. You know, I see it on YouTube, but I ain't never seen it done where I stay. Well, maybe this thing really finna take off. Maybe this thing finna really happen. Okay, so that means what? You being out here, it ain't gonna do nothing but make people do nothing but mark people, man, making them turn to righteousness, or making them turn over, be revealed as the 2/3, man. You doing the work of the Most High God. You out here crying aloud. You out here showing yourself, okay? That thing that he's showing you, that he told you in your ear, you saying it on the rooftops, man. So let's go on, you know? The scripture say in verse 23, wherefore, this is Luke chapter 19, verse 23. Wherefore, then gavest not thou my money into the bank, that at my coming I might have required my own usury? And he said unto them that stood by, take from him the pound and give it unto him that hath 10 pounds. All right, so you're gonna lose. All right, you know, when you sit down not doing anything, not active for this truth, you know you're gonna lose, man. And you Israelites that don't want to sit up here and do what's right, according to the scriptures, you know, you want to continue to walk in mad and wickedness. You want to continue to walk in wickedness. You want to continue to walk in a way that's not right. You want to walk in those unclean things, man. Woe to you when you woe to him that call good evil and evil good, and take the bitter for sweet and the sweet for bitter, man. And the clean for the unclean, and the unclean for the clean. You know, that's wickedness, man. We supposed to make separation of the clean and the unclean in these last days, man. And that's in Leviticus chapter 10, verse 10. You see, our brothers ain't doing nothing but standing around being wicked, man. Our brothers ain't doing nothing but standing around being wicked. Leviticus chapter 10, verse 10. And that ye may put a difference between holy and unholy, and between unclean and clean. See there? That's what we're supposed to do. Put a difference between holy and unholy, clean and unclean. But we calling the so-called white man clean, and his ways clean. So let's go back to Wisdom of Solomon. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 15. It says, the sight whereof. So this is going back into the images that the so-called white man set up for our people to follow, okay, in a way for our people to understand this evil system according to man's wisdom, all right? And according to man's wisdom is you do everything that TV tell you to do. You do everything that the so-called white man permits you to do. And that's also in the folly of selling drugs and, you know, giving things to your people that only makes them more docile and mad. And they understand it, crazy, and they understand it. Okay, that's to compete with your brethren. All right, get them to walk in a way that's not right. Okay, so with us doing these types of things, what ends up happening? All right, we become enticed. We become enticed. We become bewitched. Okay, so it says, the sight whereof entices a fool to lust after it. This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 15, verse 5. To lust after it, and so they desire the form of a dead image that have no breath. But they that make them, they that desire them, and they that worship them, okay, that's all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, the so-called white man, the so-called Middle Eastern, all the men of the so-called white man's confederacy. Okay, what happens? What did the Most High God say? He said, they that make them, they that desire them, and they that worship them are lovers of evil things. That's right. You love that thing that talks about, that don't bring about justice concerning everything that our people experience in this system of oppression. Okay? You love to hear about wickedness, man. You love to run to folly and madness. We talk about world star hip hop all the time. Yeah, we love that shit. We eat that stuff up, man. We eat that stuff up, and what ends up happening? You know, the so-called white man put that rod on our back, all right? He kill us for having these understandings. You got your suit on thinking you finna make it to partner or whatever the hell, And what end up happening? The so-called white man don't give you that position, and you bug the hell out. And you end up getting fired or kicked out the job, or you expose yourself. You trust in oppression. So that you want that position. Now you see how good and qualified you are, because our people are qualified in these positions because we are very smart people, man. And we are qualified for these positions, but what ends up happening? The so-called white man ends up, you end up exposing yourself when you try to get these positions, and then the so-called white man get you the hell up out of there. You know what I mean? He messed with your pay. He started to try your patience, man. That's what the so-called white man does. All right? So our people got to wake up from that thing. All these little snares that the so-called white man catch you in, it ain't all about his law. Okay? They catch you in the ways in his workplace. They catch you in the ways of his workplace. They catch you in the ways of in his judicial system. Okay? They catch you in all manner of things, man. All manner of things. The so-called white man, he catches you up. He tries your patience. Okay? And he kills you with shameful death. Have our elder men dying broke. Okay? That all these things happens to our people. All right? And we want to sit up here and come after men who got this truth. Or about this truth. Our elders die shameful death by smoking up all these cigarettes, taking all these medications. All right? When they used to have strength, now they weaken. There's a dude that played football that I work with, that I know. Played football and now he only 30-something years old, and his body all jacked up, man. His body is all jacked up. Man, I promise, man, I feel like a bug crawling on him. But yeah, his body is all jacked up. And then what? So that's a shameful death right there. That's a shameful death. All right? So yeah, that's the way the so-called white man deals with our people, man. All right? So it says, they that desire them, they that worship them are lovers of evil things and are worthy to have such things to trust upon. Because they are dead things to trust upon. When our people trust upon these evil things, they walking out of the way of the Most High. And they're gonna die in their wickedness, man. They're gonna die in their wickedness, trying to come teach us the truth. Trying to come teach us that they ain't supposed to have no beard on their face. Going against the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. They want to talk about Christ and how they believe in Christ and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, Christ already told them, I did not come to do away with the laws nor the prophets, man. And they trying to make the Lord's word come back void, man. That's what the people in the church, they in the business. People that's in the church are in the business of deceiving the people, trying to make the Lord's word return back void. All right? So it says in Matthew chapter 5, verse 21. Yeah, it says, ye have heard, or let's say, I think it was Matthew. No, I think it's John. John chapter, Salakia. John chapter 5, verse 21. No? I gotta pull those scripts. Let me pull that scripture. Sometimes stuff just slip my mind. Oh no, it is Matthew. Matthew chapter 17. That's what it says. Matthew chapter 17. Chapter 5, verse 17. It says, think not that I've come to destroy the law or the prophets. I am not come to destroy, but to fulfill. But the church is telling us that the laws are done away with. Every time one of these Christianity devils come out here, they always talking about what the law is done away with. Well, the law was never done away with. And you a devil, all right? Let's go to Acts. Let's go to Acts chapter 15, verse It was Acts 3. Keep remember? Okay, I think it's Acts chapter 15, verse 1. It's the book of Acts, chapter 15. Chapter 15, verse 1. And a certain man, it says, and certain men which came down from Judea taught the brethren. Okay, so that's also, brethren is talking about, when you look up brethren in the Hebrew or in the Greek, it's talking about having, coming from the same father, the same bloodline of the father, right? Having the same father. Okay, and that's, so it's talking to Israel, talking to the Israelites. It says, certain men which came down from Judea taught the brethren, it said, except ye be circumcised after the manner of Moses, ye cannot be saved. You see there? So that's talking about the law, statutes, commandments of the Most High God. So if the laws was done away with, why is it? And then this is the thing: if the laws done away with, the same man that they think are saying that the laws are done away with by, which is Paul, they said, oh, the law is done away with according to Paul. Well, if the law is done away with, why would Paul, according to them, make a new law talking about women can't have their heads, women got to have their heads covered when praying or prophesying? If a law, according to, when you listen to these Christian people, man, the Christian doctrine, when you bringing out the law, which is the laws of pants, wearing pants, women wearing pants and whatnot, we bringing out the laws eating pork. You bringing out all these laws that are very huge. You defiling your body. Okay, the Lord has never called the pig, lawful to eat. He ain't never cleaned the pork.